Tell me your name.
My name is Henry Koning.
And when were you born?
I was born October the 23rd, 1921.
Where were you born?
Gillette, Wyoming, on the homestead.
On a homestead?
Outside of Gillette.
Going to tell me about how your family got from Wyoming to Burchard?
How we came? Well, we had a sale, and the folks lived there 8 years, and they had a sale, but they still brought a lot of stuff with them.
And why did they decide to leave Wyoming?
Well, they stuck it out 8 years. They were required to stick it out 5, and then they'd give it to them. But they stuck it out 8, and Dad could just weathered it, but Mom didn't like it. So so Dad came to Nebraska. He seen a farm for sale, 120 acres, and he seen it for sale, so he came and looked at it, hopped on the train, and come and looked at it, and eventually bought it. And he bought $8,000 for 120 acres. He took over a mortgage and of $8,000.
And the farm was here in Burchard? It was near Burchard?
No, the farm was 12 miles southeast of Pawnee.
Okay.
And so then he looked at the farm and went back to Wyoming, and they had sale. He sold a lot of the stuff that he had, but he brought a lot of stuff with him.
So let's back up here. How big of a family was it then?
Well, I was the youngest of 6 kids, and the family eventually was 8. There was two kids born here, and but I was a year and a half old when they came.
So tell me about how they got here. Did they just load everybody on the train and sit in first class and have a nice trip?
Well, Mom and the kids came on the passenger train, and Dad and my oldest brother came on the freight train, and they tended the livestock that they brought. They brought with them 4 Bronco horses, work horses, 7 or 8 cattle, mainly milk cows, and Mom's sewing machine. And Dad had bought a new mowing machine, and he brought that with him, and I still have it.
Really? Did everything fit in one freight car?
I'm not sure about that. Probably not, because there were 7 or 8 cows and 5 head of horses. There was 4 head of horses and a colt.
And then household goods.
Pardon?
And then household goods.
Yes, some household goods. And
did they ride in the freight car?
No, Mom came on the passenger train.
But your dad and brother, if they took a freight train?
Yeah, they came on the freight train.
Okay. Must have been a long ride. And it was winter time.
No, 1st of March.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, 1st of March.
So where did the freight train come to? It ended up in Table Rock?
It ended up in Table Rock, and then they came from Table Rock to Pawnee City. And as they were coming from, the farm was 12 miles away between Pawnee and and the farm. They had gone 8 miles, and they come up a blizzard. This was the first part of March. And the cattle scattered for cover to get out of the wind.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad said to Mom, "We can't leave the cattle here. I'm going to see if they was right in front of a farmer's house." And his name was Billy and Liza Miller. And he said, I want to go to the, see if he'll let us sleep in the barn. And he said, "No, you bring the family in." He said, "We'll make room."
Oh, 6 kids.
So we went in the house, and Mom, we had going from Pawnee to the farm, we had 2 wagons, 2 teams and wagons. And Mom drove one team and held me in her lap, wrapped up in blankets. And so when we got to the house, Mom said to Mrs. Miller, "I think the baby's dead. He hasn't stirred for a long time."
Mm.
And they opened up the blankets, and I was grinning at them.
Oh, you were all toasty warm in there?
Yeah, I wasn't cold.
Oh, your poor mom.
Yeah.
Wow. And then, now when they got off at Table Rock, I'm sure it took a while to unload, but what did you do for food?
For food?
Food.
For food?
Food.
Well, Dad ordered dinner or whatever for everyone of the family.
At the hotel there?
Yeah, at the Reno Inn.